shift to Pennsylvania into the Republican camp. That was my instinct, and I think that'll be proven correct. I hope so. Certainly, we've been able to shift the early voting difference dramatically. As I mentioned, the Democrats are actually doing better than 2020 in early voting until around October 10th or so, and then with a concerted effort on many levels, we've managed to shift that. So there was this now a massive disadvantage that the Democrats went into relative to 2020. That's been like 600,000 votes, which is gigantic. When you consider it's like a 6.9 million people typically vote in a presidential election in Pennsylvania. So, and we've done a lot in the other states as well. But the focus had to be Pennsylvania because it's such a decisive factor in the election.
And another side question, not sure if there's hands up American Pact, but just one other follow-up question. I had the pleasure of speaking to your mum 2 days ago on the show. I think it's 2 or 3 days ago. She's also, it was an incredible discussion, and she was so fun. But she's gotten a lot more active in the last few days. Has she chatted to you about it? What triggered her? Because she was more, I kind of saw the gradual passion over the last few days and weeks. Do you know what triggered that? Is that just kind of following your footsteps, seeing how passionate you were, or was there any specific issue that got her energized?
Well, I mean, she's my mother, so she saw me just getting attacked relentlessly, and the Dems doing crazy things, like saying that I need to be denaturalized, as might have my U.S. citizenship taken away from me, and my company's taken away from me, and I think she's pretty upset about that. She sort of started digging into things that the legacy media was saying about Trump, and then finding out that she'd been lied to, and she's like, well, after one thing after another, and so she's very tenacious, very smart. I have a lot of respect for my mom, and she's quite formidable, so she's on the warpath.
Let's see. We got a question from Rabbit, and apologies, I'm trying to add more people to the stage, but I'm just getting an error.
Sorry, I'm gonna drop off then. Thank you very much for having me, guys. I'm gonna drop off for other speakers.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, guys, for having me up here. I did have some questions regarding the woke mind virus and kind of the plan to tackle that, but I did want to follow up Mario's question. So for Ms. Musk, was there a specific lie about Trump that once was kind of debunked that kind of swayed her a little bit? Because I know there's still buying on both sides. So for example, that many people bought into, and then once they realized that full context where he wasn't supporting Nazis and white nationalists, and he explicitly condemned them, that kind of swayed them. So was there a specific moment in the media narrative that kind of once she saw the other side that it kind of switched her over?
I'll ask her about that because I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure what the fundamental thing was. What biggest impact?
I asked her that question 3 days ago. What she told me was the lies she constantly saw on mainstream media. I think when she kind of woke up to that, I think most people are in a similar bucket, starting to wake up to the kind of other universe that the mainstream media is creating.
Yeah, basically, speaking of rabbit holes, once you start going down the hoax rabbit hole and you start finding that one thing after another was a hoax, I think it tends to make people very angry because they feel like, wow, I can't believe I've been lied to so much for so long and so consistently. The legacy media has made a huge mistake by being so partisan and so deceptive. And this is, in fact, if you have friends and family who, are still sort of buying into, sort of still, I don't know, call supporters or whatever, just showing them the source material, I think, is the biggest thing. Just like saying, well, what are the things that you just like about Trump? Now let's look at let's watch the actual video. That this you can hear what he said. You don't have to hear someone's opinion of what he said. You can actually hear what he said and see if you think that matches with what you've been told by the media. And then they look at them like, wow, that's actually, he said the total opposite of what the media said he said. Like, yeah. Now let's go through it. Go over another hoax. Oh, well, that one's wrong too. Oh, this other hoax is wrong. Well, this is one after another. How many do you want to go through? And then that's the best. Basically, truth and sunlight are the best antidote to the people who've sort of been bamboozled by the legacy media.
Hello, it's me. I'm May.
Oh, hi.
I've just come on. I might as well give my and
That's funny.
why I spent a week like totally dedicated to Republicans and Trump and voting and everything. I mean, beyond what I would do. The thing is, I was at a 3-day fashion conference in Marrakesh, and I dare not talk politics among fashion people. So I said, when I get back, I might ruin my modeling career, but I'll help you save America. And that's why I was so active in the last week.
Well, thanks. But to the point is, I guess part of it is what we're trying to figure out is like, well, how do we convince others to, support Trump or rethink their support? Maybe at least move them to neutral. What is most convincing to you?
To go on to X and to go on to Fox News. I mean, you remember for how many years was 20 years, 25 years, Fox News were the devil, the devil. And suddenly, my twin sister said to me, you've got to follow Fox News. They really say the facts and they are honest. And I thought, no, this can't be true. The New York Times, CNN, MSNBC, they said it's bad. And then I said, I went on Fox News and I was very impressed. And now I've just done 4 interviews for Fox News.
Okay.
So, and I had fun, and because I trusted them.
Great.
You also in our chat earlier, you talked about how your friends who are also Democrats, they've also, they're kind of following your footsteps and starting to question a lot of their earlier beliefs. Is that for similar reasons? Is that similar to seeing the mainstream media's lies, or did they all have different reasons?
Yeah, I don't know. I just, I guess they still want to be my friends. And, they just don't know what to do. They're more confused. And so I've told them to vote for the Republican. And they're asking me, how am I doing? How am I feeling? I'm getting texts all day today, because it's very intense. And we have to win.
It is very intense. I mean,
yeah. And I'm very proud of my son. I'm very proud of Elon. All the time.
Thanks, Mom.
And I think New York Times is doing a hit piece on you tomorrow.
I mean, listen. What else is new? I mean, honestly,
we've lost count.
Another day, another hit piece. It's like.
But it was someone who's very upset.
Okay.
And I said, no, this is normal.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's whatever.
Get over it.
Yeah. Seriously.
I think, May, they're scared of you, May, because every time someone talks anything bad about you, you quote tweet them and attack them back on your profile.
I crap on them.
Exactly.
I can be as hateful as they are, because I can pull up the lies,
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing about free speech is that like you get to is that people that are like you kind of know who the bad guys are. It's like whoever doesn't want free speech, because that means that their ideas can't stand light of day. That like basically truth tellers don't fear free speech, liars do.
Yeah, the weird thing is I'm also on Instagram mainly for my modeling photos, and I've posted Fox News and Republican and Go to Vote, and I haven't been taken off, and I've had a lot of people liking what I'm saying, and then I've had a lot of people who don't follow me and have zero posts hating on me and being very malicious. So I actually screenshot about 10 of them and I just post them on my Insta story saying where they're coming from. They don't follow me, they have no posts. There must be some bots that the Democrats have put up.
Yeah, so I was like wondering, like, are they real or not? Yeah.
Yeah. And then those people who are real, because they do follow me, if they mean and malicious, then I block them. But if they just are giving their opinion, and then I'll just I hide their comment.
Have you had a similar? So when Elon went all in on Trump, all the hit pieces came out.
Baby. Next level.
but you're going. Good.
That was funny.
May, you're going all in as well. Are you starting to get? Are you feeling a hit piece coming in? Because I can't wait for to see your response to it.
Oh, I'll wait. No, nobody's been after me, which is disappointing and unusual.
They've got manners. They never go after the mum. I think they've got a certain red line by the looks of it.
No, they'll come after me. They don't have a problem with that. They have no morals, so it doesn't matter. But then they have to go through my manager usually, because I don't share any of my information, and she'll hit them down.
Well,
hey May, I just. Oh God.
I think we're kind of seeing a sea change in the country, frankly, kind of like a waking up.
Yeah, I think so.
I think for many people, the situation with COVID was a wake up call. Like some of the stuff that was coming out on the media, like fiery but peaceful on CNN, like that was so in your face propaganda that it's hard to not be awake after seeing that. Like at that point, they're insulting our intelligence as Americans.
Yeah, they're telling you just don't believe your eyes. I'm like, well, wait, we're supposed to believe you and not believe our lying eyes? Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, like I just felt insulted at that point because it was a period when a lot of us were supposed to be sheltering in place, and then they made this giant. I think you called it a moral invincibility card for people participating in BLM protests, and they said, magically COVID will stop spreading if you're at an activist protest, And I was like, well, what about the rest of us? I thought we were in this together, and then they made this huge exception, carving it out, and then I was like, all right, well, I guess if you're woke, you don't have to play by the rules.
Yeah, and also, if you're also illegally crossing the border, then it doesn't apply. I'm like, how's that work,
So
immunity just because you came illegally across the border? That seems weird.
Elon, you've made X sort of the real player for popping the narrative against the mainstream media the past 2 years, but this is the first election where it's really going to have an impact. But even if we do win this year, if they ever get control, whether it's 2026 or 2028, they're going to do all those things like packing the Supreme Court or legalize a bunch of illegals. I mean, is there a plan with America PAC to continue beyond 2024?
Can anyone hear Elon? Is it glitching? I think Elon, you're muted, I think. Unless I'm the only one that can't hear you.
I can't
hear.
I think everyone was just too scared to actually.
Sorry.
Yeah, everyone was just too scared to jump in.
Sorry. Actually, I'm just about to land, so I have to sign off soon. But
have a great party tonight. I hope you celebrate.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm celebrating with friends. The closet Republicans in New York.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so America PAC is gonna keep going after this election. and preparing for the midterms and any intermediate elections, as well as looking at elections at the district attorney level and basically judicial sort of level, because I think something needs to be done to kind of counter the damage that Soros has done to the American system. We just have to have DAs that protect the citizens of their cities and won't repeat violent offenders in prison. It's just insane that we have so many of our cities DAs who don't prosecute crime, and then the people of those cities suffer. You got that in New York, you got that in LA, you got that in Philadelphia. It's just nutty. So I think basically American PAC's going to aim to weigh in heavily on the midterms and intermediate elections, as well as just doing common sense stuff like having DAs who prosecute violent criminals who are obviously a danger to people.
By the way, have you guys, Elon, May, your thoughts on the strategy by Kamala, getting all these A-list celebrities to support them? It's the campaign. I'm surprised she's even that close in the polls, because the campaign is mainly focusing on the strategy of emotions. So no logic, no numbers, no policy. All her answers are very vague. Yet for some reason, it still works with some people in the US. And I just don't understand why not enough people see through it. And I wonder whether that could happen in future elections as well. Because it's not an election based on facts.
I know, but I was a former Democrat and I was a staunch Democrat. And, I didn't trust a Republican. I didn't trust the Fox News or any Republicans, and it is really hard to suddenly change. So it would take a few weeks to be able to accept the change after you've been believing for so long. And so that could just be slowing people down.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic that we'll see a pretty big change this election. I think that momentum will continue. It's at least my hope.
I hope.
Yeah.
Too.
I mean, it's sort of considering, for instance, like Joe Rogan. Like I said, I really recommend people watch the podcast that we did yesterday. Because Joe was, Joe was a Democrat for a long time until recently, and Joe Rogan, for Joe Rogan to endorse Trump, that's a really big deal, because at times in the past he actually said I think he at one point he said he would never endorse Trump, and he's come to the conclusion that he's changed his mind, because the more he looked at the data and everything, he's like, well, these hoaxes aren't true. So I think we're just seeing I think there's a sea change in the country. I hope I'm not wrong about that. And if Trump wins, we'll have 4 years to just fix a lot of things, set up America for a grand age of prosperity. So with that, I'd have to sign off. To actually go meet with President Trump, and hopefully tonight will be a celebration. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Elon.
Thank you, Elon.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, all.
O órgão responsável por combater crimes financeiros investiga os pagamentos de impostos feitos pela Netflix no país entre